Hello guys, welcome back to the new video of Best Rated. This video is all about World Cup 2022, so stick till the end of the video to know all about it. In this video, we are previewing the Group A of World Cup 2022. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. Which nations are going to play in World Cup 2022? Who are the star players and managers to watch out for, and how did each team qualify? Watch this video till the end to know about it all. Group A. Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, Netherlands. So first we talk about Qatar. Who's the manager? Felix Sanchez. Born in Spain, Sanchez began his career as a coach within the youth system at Barcelona. He has been in charge since 2017 and oversaw their failure to qualify for the 2018 World Cup in Russia. But in 2019 he led them to the AFC Asian Cup title for the first time in the country's history, and has taken them to various other international tournaments, like the 2019 Copa America and 2021 CONCACAF Gold Cup. Neither ended well for Qatar, but the chance to play strong teams has boosted their progress. Who's the star man? Akram Afif. Among a squad of unheralded names who mostly play their football on home soil, Afif stands out as their top talent. A winger who can play up front, Afif left for Belgian side Eupen in 2015 before becoming the first Qatari-born signing in La Liga history, when he moved to Villarreal in 2016. It didn't work out in Spain, however, and he's back in Qatar with Al Sadd. Still only 25, Afif has 75 goals and 62 assists in 118 games for Al Sadd and will be their most dangerous threat, as they look to shine on home soil in November. How did they qualify? One of the perks of hosting the World Cup is that your qualification is guaranteed. A downside to that though is a lack of real competitive football in the build-up to the tournament. Yes, they have been invited to tournaments, but losing to Argentina, Colombia, and Brazil in Copa America is hardly ideal preparation. This month's international window brought a win over Bulgaria and a draw with Slovenia, so maybe they are starting to show some form at the right time. Ecuador. Who's the manager? Gustavo Alfaro. The Argentine took over the reins of the Ecuador national team in 2020, guiding Ecuador to an unlikely fourth spot in the South American qualification standings, and thus an automatic spot at Qatar 2022. The 59-year-old has the likes of Boca Juniors, Tigre, and Al Ahly on his managerial CV and will be tasked with guiding Ecuador at their first World Cup finals since 2014. Who's the star man? Iner Valencia, the former West Ham man, is his country's most experienced forward and has a supreme goal-scoring record, notching 35 goals in 70 appearances. Now playing at Fenerbahce, Valencia scored 4 goals through qualification, while teammate Michael Estrada of DC United scored 6 goals. How did they qualify? Things looked bleak early on after losing their first 2 games, but big wins away in Chile, at home to Paraguay, and home draws to Argentina and Brazil saw Ecuador sneak into the 4th spot ahead of Peru in 5th, and the likes of Colombia, Chile, and Paraguay. Senegal. Who's the manager? Aliou Cissé. The former Birmingham and Portsmouth man has been in charge of his national team since 2015, and it's been an emotional roller coaster, under enormous pressure to return Senegal to the heights of the 2002 team, who reached the World Cup quarter-finals. They didn't make it out of the group stage in Russia in 2018 and were then beaten finalists in the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. There was finally cause for celebration earlier this year when Senegal lifted their first ever Africa Cup of Nations. Now Cissé is targeting an improvement on the global stage. Who's the star man? Sadio Mane. The Liverpool man has stepped up and delivered in the last 2 decisive moments Senegal has found themselves in, taking down teammate Mohamed Salah in the process. Mane scored the winning penalty in the Africa Cup of Nations final and netted another decisive spot kick to dump Egypt out of World Cup qualifying and seal Senegal's place in Qatar. He brings the stardust to an impressive Senegal team. How did they qualify? African qualification for the World Cup is notoriously hard, but Senegal made it through. The 10 winners of the groups in the initial stage were paired in 5 two-legged knockout ties, with Senegal drawing Egypt. After Senegal wiped out Egypt's 1-0 lead from the first leg, the tie inevitably went to penalties, with Mane slamming home the crucial spot kick to prompt ugly scenes within the stands in Dakar. Netherlands. Who's the manager? Louis van Gaal, like a moth to a flame. The temptation of leading Holland out at another major tournament was just too good to turn down for Van Gaal, who in August came out of retirement 5 years after being sacked by Man United. In a rollercoaster few days, Van Gaal recently described the World Cup being staged in Qatar as a Bulls, publicly slapped down Virgil van Dijk over tactics, and told Ajax coach Erik ten Hag to avoid Old Trafford like the plague. He's got them winning again, which is the most important thing, and will be hoping to build on the promising signs the Dutch showed at Euro 2020. Who's the star man? Memphis Depay. Holland was impressive at Euro 2020 and swept all before them in the group stage, before the dejection of being knocked out by the Czech Republic in the last 16. But, like Liverpool, they are a much better team with Van Dijk in defense. The 30-year-old has been immense for Jurgen Klopp, and his displays have been so good that you'd think he didn't even suffer a season-ending knee injury back in October 2020. Now he's back. The Dutch have that fear factor and protection that only Van Dijk brings. How did they qualify? Holland actually had one of the trickier qualifying groups to deal with after being paired with Erling Haaland's Norway and a Turkey side, who are competent, even though they were abysmal at Euro 2020. But the Dutch won 7 of their 10 matches, losing just once to Turkey in the first game, and finished top of the table by 2 points. They did need 2 goals in the final 10 minutes to beat Norway to seal their place in Qatar, though.